It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have Pat on the pod.
Yo,
Yay!
What's up, pod fam?
Literally.
Is there a
You can
is there
call
a
them
name
that.
for your fans or following?
So they don't know this, but I
Oh.
do call them my pessimistic patties.
Pessimistic patties, and
Yeah.
you quite literally have one in the
And I
flesh.
have
a
one
pessimistic
sitting
patty
before
That's
us today.
pretty incredible. Wow.
You are pessimistic
Yeah,
patty today.
we're really in it. That's so good.
Amazing.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm very excited to have you on this podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. This is
Have
crazy.
you ever have you ever been on a pod?
Nah, absolutely not.
Okay,
no,
amazing.
no way.
I feel like because you were a theater kid or you have some of that background, like you never know.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like
You seem comfortable with the
I
microphone.
chat.
Yeah.
You know, I can like have a little back and forth, you know, but
Absolutely.
not in like a productionized setting such as we are right
So
now, you know.
professional.
Exactly. It's pretty incredible.
Well, I am excited to have you here. And over to my Logan Square. Thank you for making the trek.
Of course. It's like a gorgeous space, but
Thank you.
it's a little warm out today, so I was like
Some might say scorching hot.
yeah, I know.
I
came
honestly
and was
felt bad when
Yeah.
you were on your way here because I was like, he's really biking and it's 98 degrees.
Yeah, I like walked up and was like dripping and had to fully like wipe myself down in the
Totally.
bathroom. It's okay. We waited a good hour before we got here. It's
Absolutely.
pretty good.
Yeah, right. A little cool down time. I will say I also only have window units for air conditioners. So like they're doing their fucking best.
Yeah,
But it's hot in here.
yeah. It's like it's comfortable. It's cozy. you know?
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's sort of like someone turned the heater on.
Yeah,
instead.
maybe.
Insane.
Thanks, Mr. Sun. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No, like stop.
Yeah. Like take a second. Like
Do
it's
you
okay.
think September is a summer month or a fall month?
Traditionally fall month. However, these days might be a little different.
It feels
you know?
summer.
Yeah.
I feel like it stays so hot now through like, I don't know, Halloween,
Yeah.
which is just a little bit sick and twisted.
Yeah. It's kind of a scam, but
Yeah.
I like my birthday is the end of September. Lovely.
Okay.
Coming up.
Coming up.
But
This will be 27
27.
major.
Yeah. I feel like it's a big year.
I think
Like,
so.
It's the beginning of the late 20s. I'm like
Absolutely.
definitely a perspective shift.
I think in my 27th year, I was still saying I was in mid 20s. I think you can still get away with it.
But like that's kind of mathematically incorrect, don't you think?
I feel like it's so
Like,
close though.
Yeah. You're just rounding down, but like
Yeah.
fundamentally it's still like
I guess.
last 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
But
That's
I
true.
could give it to you. I'm gonna own late 20s, you know. I feel like it's good.
No, I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm freshly 28.
Whoa.
And so far, so good. I'm enjoying it. I will say I forgot my ID and I went to a bar recently and I was more in your neck of the woods because I was outside of Wrigley. I was going to a Cubs game
Whoa.
and I completely forgot my ID, didn't realize it until I got to the bar. I had taken a bus and 2 trains. I was like, there's no fucking way
Yeah.
I'm leaving without getting a beer here.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And I asked the guy and I was like, okay, obviously forgot my ID, standing outside, shuffling through all of the items in my purse, looking frantic. I was like, is there any chance you will let me in here? 21-year-olds don't have this haircut. And he was like, well, how old are you? And I lied to him on accident. I said 27. So I think in my brain I'm still 27, but
Wow.
I'm 28 now.
Wow. Yeah,
But it's fresh.
yeah, it's new.
Yeah.
Like August?
No,
July.
July 23rd, but somehow
Yeah, it's still fresh.
Yeah.
It's still fresh. It's
Thank
like it
you.
definitely takes a second to like identify with your age,
100%.
you know, like cuz it's just a new day. It's like nothing's really changing.
Well,
you
and
know?
I feel like when you're kind of past the point that it actually makes a difference in your like day-to-day life in terms of like there's nothing cool or different that I can do now at 28 that I wasn't doing at 27.
Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like it doesn't stick quite as much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's just any old age.
Yeah, it's just another year.
Literally.
We're still going. Like it's
Seriously.
pretty crazy. But
I
it's a great
know.
thing.
It is. Well, I was very excited to have you on this podcast because we were chatting at a friend's party. You said that you were just starting to kind of work on having opinions. And I was like,
yes.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
You have to come on my podcast.
Yeah. I've been working really hard. It's definitely like an active practice.
Okay, I need to know more.
That was like my theme of the year last year.
Okay.
Because I feel like I would just like hang out with people or like go on dates with people and they'd be like, oh, like, what do you want to eat? Or
sure.
like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And and you're like, I don't care. It's like I'm down for whatever,
Totally. Yeah, some people don't like that.
Yeah, and
some
like
people want you to be down for something really specific.
I also don't like that either. Like I didn't know that either. I just like was just so used to being like, I don't care, but like turns out I do care. And then
That's great.
If I say, oh, like let's do whatever, and then they pick something wrong, oh, lots of resentment, It's
Totally.
like it's not
I
not
actually
great.
hate you now.
Yeah, exactly. Like my whole opinion has completely shifted, and like
Totally.
I don't want to be around you, but I'm gonna force myself to be around you until something catastrophic happens, and then like there's no other choice but to cut you completely from my life.
That's so the natural way that humans do.
Yeah, exactly. And I've come to realize that there is another way. Like it's pretty incredible.
I'm loving that journey for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It definitely has been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've learned a lot. I think, I feel like in Chicago, I definitely have like met a lot of new people in my life. I moved and didn't really know anyone. So like it was definitely a process of like, thank you.
Yeah.
It was definitely a process of like, like meeting new people and then like hanging out with them and being like, oh, like I feel good around you. I don't feel good around you.
I think that's adulthood summed up in a nutshell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of like tricky to like do something about it like consistently,
Yeah.
But I think once I did, I cried a lot.
Totally.
It's like, wow, this is really like tricky. It's like, oh my God, like saying how I feel. Who'd have thought,
It has repercussions.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, someone might not like what I have to say or something.
Totally.
Like it's just
but the
definitely
people who do get to know you so much better.
Yeah, exactly. And then those relationships become so much stronger, and it's
so
like
true.
We like really love and adore each other,
Yeah.
and it's so great and so natural, and like
we have all these things in common.
Yeah, exactly.
We have these differences as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my gosh, but we can like love and respect each other and move forward, and like if we have differing opinions, we can state them, agree to disagree, and then move on with our lives.
Absolutely.
It's pretty incredible.
Well, I'm loving that journey because I just feel like as soon as you told me that, I was like, I'm obsessed with that. A man with convictions.
Absolutely.
So important.
Yeah. I think like it's just, I feel like I've been learning a lot the past few years, which is great. And like, I don't know, it just
that's
every
that
year
fully
it kind of
frontal lobe.
Oh. Don't even get me started. It was actually literally like 2 months after turning 26. I was like, wait, like, wait, you mean I just like don't have to like deal with this? Like,
no, totally.
Like if I like didn't like doing something, I could just simply not do it.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
No, absolutely.
And it's been, I don't know, just like readjusting how you think about things.
And I feel like that's the fun part of getting older too, because it's also like a newfound sense of confidence because you're like, I feel so much more like I understand who I am and like, having opinions. Like I know the type of shit I'm about.
Yeah, exactly.
And certainly that comes with also what I'm not about.
Yeah.
And so it's nice because I feel like it does take a level of confidence to even just voice those opinions. Stand up for whatever the hell it is that you believe in, and also be willing to like say no to stuff that you're like, that's not for me.
Yeah,
I'm not interested in that.
Exactly. And like, being able to like clearly state all of those things, like even if like, oh, like maybe I want to do something, like maybe I want to like jump out of a freaking plane or something, but like that's like a little spooky, like am I gonna like jump out of a plane and have a heart attack, or just like simply say no and we'll be like, we'll try again next year. You know, like sometimes it's okay to just like try again next year and then go at your own pace.
Decision off.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not quite ready for that one.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little spooky, but
no, totally.
It's fine.
Amazing. Well, I think that's exciting for you.
Thank you so much.
Have you heard of the concept of your Saturn return?
I have heard of it, and apparently it's coming up for me.
Because I think you're well on your way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it means. Could we like recap real quick?
So I'm also probably going to speak a little bit wrong. I know things astrologically. I pay a little bit of attention, but I wouldn't say that I pay a ton.
Okay.
I definitely have friends who have corrected me before because of some bullshit I've spewed on this podcast, which is my favorite thing to do. I don't have live fact checkers. Yeah,
the budget is not that large. I don't think we're quite there yet.
No,
unfortunately.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year, season 9.
And the Saturn return is something that happens usually in your late 20s, between like 27, 29 time.
Okay.
And it's kind of like another shift in your life where you really figure out like things change for you. You probably go through something big, whether that's like a career change, finding love, moving, trying to like reinvent yourself, whatever it is. And I feel like it's just kind of that decision-making time of like, okay, I'm in this world. What do I want to be doing here?
Yeah.
And I feel like the thought process that I'm hearing you say is definitely you sort of maybe entering that phase.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like, it definitely started with like having opinions, but it's definitely like evolved very quickly.
Totally.
Like we were talking earlier about like my mantra for the summer. Yes. And it's like really bad because I've told pretty much everyone in my life like immediately when I meet them. But
no, I love that.
My friend Sean and I, like, he's like bestie. Like I don't even know what we were doing. I think we were out one night and then we like met up with a group of people that we weren't super close with, but I would like, we're on the apps, like we see who's out there, and I was like, Sean, I think we're like, are we like hanging out with the pretty people of Hinge? Like I feel like I've seen all of these people on the standouts. And then he turns to me and he said something like, I think we are the pretty people of Hinge.
Wait,
and
I love it.
And I was like,
I completely agree. You look fucking amazing.
Thank you so much. See, like I had like that thought process never went through my head.
Totally.
Like ever, and it just like, it's so crazy because it's like, wait, I'm great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like I look pretty good too.
No,
it's that consistent.
Right, I'm great on the inside and the outside as well.
Absolutely. It's like we're all the way through here. And I think like it's just so interesting because like Sean and I, we both like we have our quirks about each other.
Of course.
Absolutely. And like I don't know, like we just kind of like do our own thing. And I feel like we act a little awkward, like especially like around like people that we're interested in. But
I mean, that's human nature.
Yeah, exactly. But this is I feel like at this point we both realize like, wait, we're hot.
No, like we're a catch.
Yeah, exactly. And like the evidence is here to prove it.
Absolutely.
So like why aren't we acting hotter? So that's been the mantra of the summer, acting hotter.
I'm loving that.
So like at first it was like a bit like, like I'm acting hotter.
Sure.
But like it's really like fundamentally transformed my life in the past like 2 months.
That's so great.
Like it's like actually crazy.
Well, because it's one of those things too where certainly you already were hot, but then you act hot and then you believe you're hot.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Suddenly you just are.
Exactly. And it's just like, oh wait, someone doesn't like me. That's okay.
Yeah.
You just go.
Shit happens and you have bad taste.
Yeah, exactly. I'm great. It's like I have a lot of fun. Like
totally.
I don't know. There's a lot of people who like to have fun with me. So it's like, just hang out with someone
Absolutely.
else. It's crazy. Like
So true.
like it's just like such a big perspective shift. And like I feel like as I've gone on dates with people since then, it's just like made it so much easier because like before it's like, want to do something?
Sure.
Like I'm like, actually no I don't. Like, and
Right.
that's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Having a boundary.
Straight
Who'd have
up.
thought?
Boundaries
Yeah.
are hot.
Yeah.
Boundaries are sexy.
Yeah, some self-respect.
Mhm.
That's pretty insane. Like,
So true.
and it just like, yeah, I feel like it's just like put so much like mental peace into my head. Like, it's
I
just
love that.
so incredible. And like, I feel like there's just so many like small things. Like, I went to Boston like earlier this summer, and I saw one of my childhood friends, Warren Potts. We were talking about him. We were singing in the practice room together.
Yes.
Incredible. And he was talking. I like was explaining this experience to me, like where we're acting
Absolutely.
hotter, and he's like a hot person, like objectively, and he's like, yeah. In high school, I spent 4 years perfecting how I walked.
Oh, it's so hard to be a youth.
Yeah, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Like,
What do you mean? Like,
totally.
how you walked? But it's like, he does like strut down the street, and he like is like
Commanding some attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh yeah, like that girl just like looked at me, and I was like, whoa, like, like I didn't even catch that.
Totally.
Like, jeez. So now I've been practicing how I walk,
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
just
of
like, whoa,
course.
shoulders back,
Yeah.
head up, and
No,
it's just
so
like so
true.
interesting. Like,
There is something about commanding like a little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
Like just putting that out into the world. People are very much attracted to that.
yeah,
Even if you're fucking faking it.
yeah, exactly.
And at a certain point, I fully believe in the concept of fake it till you make it.
Oh, of
Because
course.
that kind of goes back to what you were saying. Like, to me, if I pretend to do something long enough, I will trick myself into believing that I just am that way.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
You do it enough times, like,
Like podcasting.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually really famous.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everyone's gonna see this. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
blow up after this, and
Literally.
I'm so excited. But yeah, like fundamentally, you are a podcaster
No, so true.
because you
Nobody
have been
can
podcasting.
argue with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, exactly.
at
Like
this
we're
microphone.
we're here. We're
Yeah.
doing it, guys. Like,
No,
this is crazy.
it's so true.
And like, yeah, it's really just that easy. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
like believe it, and then you are. You
Well,
know?
and I feel like, okay, this is interesting too, because for me, I was, believe it or not, kind of a shy kid.
Whoa. Okay.
And I think that this happens to a lot of only children. Like, if you just don't grow up around, like, you don't have siblings, never got bullied, so certainly didn't have that to
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
ground me.
Yeah.
And I also just like didn't spend a ton of time around people my age when I was younger.
Okay.
Because I was constantly hanging out with adults. Like, I was
Yeah.
with my parents.
That's fair.
A lot of my cousins were older. And I remember like first kind of going to school, and I was super duper shy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this just isn't really working out for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be shy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like and plus I obviously have way too much to fucking say at all times.
Absolutely.
And I was like, what, I'm just going to keep that in here?
yeah. What do you mean? I just sit in the corner?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? No way.
And so I feel like it was like when I moved to Madison that I just was like, I don't have to be this way.
Yeah.
I can just pretend to be comfortable talking to people.
Yeah, exactly.
They probably won't know the difference.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah.
As Miley Cyrus says, we do it scared.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Incredible.
I love Miley Cyrus.
Did you see her speech? Like,
no, her Disney Channel speech?
yeah,
I didn't see
yeah,
it. I should watch it.
That was basically the idea. It's like, oh, like you like want to do something, but it's scary. You do it scared.
That's
like,
fucking amazing.
And I'm like, absolutely.
I am so happy for her in that she just like, I feel like she fully embraces the Disney Channel kid thing, but
Mhm.
she made it out.
Yeah.
She has her own career. I love that she's still like true to herself, honors like the Hannah Montana of it all.
Absolutely. She like
I love that
definitely
woman.
understands like
Yeah.
where she comes from, but like still just did her own thing.
Totally.
You know?
She
and-
obviously had a little bit of a phase there for a
Yeah,
sec.
exactly. But like these days looking back, like was Bangers that crazy?
No,
like
literally.
Yeah, like compare like these like
So
what are we doing?
true.
What are we doing now? Like, oh my god, like
Straight up.
jeez. Like,
Bangers was Brat Summer
Yeah.
before Brat Summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like it was just so radical then, but it's like
So true.
every pop girl is doing it. Like, are you kidding? Like,
Well, and
come
it's one of those things too where I feel like everybody has a phase of some kind,
Mhm.
especially in a world like that where you've always been sort of like, I don't know, posed as this like
Yeah.
childlike,
Yeah.
innocent, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
of course you're gonna retaliate against that.
Absolutely. I
You
guess it
have
was.
to. You want to be badass.
Yeah, seriously. She definitely had like a bigger shift, I guess, from
Yeah.
the Disney Channel like persona. But I don't know. I'm so happy for her.
No,
She's
same.
Just living it up.
I love that you watched her speech. Where do I find this? YouTube, I suppose.
Instagram Reels. I don't
Okay,
know.
love.
Just on the internet somewhere. I don't
Totally.
know. I like my friend was making fun of me lately because I've been trying to be in my unplugged era.
Oh,
like
respect. I've tried that as well. It's not
like-
working out well for me.
Like, so I've blocked Instagram and stuff on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I go on my desktop computer, which is like a massive monitor,
Absolutely.
and I click through my Instagram stories because it's like
Oh, yeah.
I can't be out of the loop.
No, right.
But it's like I'm not gonna sit and rot in bed for 3 hours, you know. So
Might
it's-
as well do it at the desktop.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well sit up and have a little posture, you know. Like
literally.
exactly, you know. Might as well get some good thing out of this. Like,
So true.
like I'm like really like
Yeah.
grasping for straws at this point, you know. But-
James downloaded an app for a little while. I think it's deleted now, but there's an app that you can download to your phone and hook up to like certain apps that you open frequently, like
Yeah.
Instagram or TikTok,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And it makes you wait 60 seconds before you can actually open it,
Yep.
so that if you want to bail, you can bail.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it will tell you how many times you've already opened the app today.
You're really like facing the truth right in front of you
Yeah.
every time.
It's
you
like
know?
really trying to gamify that system a little bit.
Yeah, it's like I get the point.
No,
But, like,
same.
Sometimes I want to watch my silly little videos and just like
Well,
turn
it's like
off my brain.
the weekly screen report. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's harassment.
Yeah, like I didn't need to hear that, you know, like,
No.
or see it. Like,
Don't
jeez.
tell me that.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
That's none of my business. And frankly, you should know that either.
exactly. It's like, why are you tracking it? I'm not.
Yeah,
Like, chill. Like,
Let's
it's-
relax.
Yeah, like it's okay.
It's one of those things too where I'm like, that's such a funny thing to do on something that you do at the end of the day want people to be addicted to.
Mhm.
You want people to use the cell phone.
Yeah, it's their goal. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
But then you're like telling me like, well, just so you know, it's like, okay, neither of us think that this is a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We both know this is bad, but
Yeah.
like someone's got to make money somehow.
No, seriously.
You know? Yeah.
Certainly it's not going to be me.
Yeah, it's absolutely not going to be me. It's like
Yeah.
I'm going to purchase everything on my like little Instagram ad reel because it does work.
No, totally.
Um,
Do you buy things off of Instagram?
I bought a bed frame.
Oh my
off
God,
of-
that is no small purchase.
Yeah, but like,
God.
yeah, like they definitely got me. It's like the one where you like slot it in, like no screws.
The Thuma?
Absolutely, the one and only.
Amazing.
It's a
Okay,
great,
I
a
get
great
the
product.
ads.
It's like it's a great product. Like I'm very satisfied with my purchase, but
Okay.
like definitely not a cheap one
Right.
for a bed frame. It's like, oh my god,
So true.
like jeez.
I
but-
need a new bed frame. Maybe I need to be paying closer attention to my ads.
Yeah.
I have to like speak that into my cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. Please give me my targeted bed frame ads. What will I do?
No, for real.
Is your bed broken? Like, what's the issue?
We just have like I think we got it on Wayfair or Amazon or something, and it's just like
It's at that point.
creaky
Yeah.
and metal.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where if it does come in contact with your shin, yeah, that shit fucking
Yeah,
hurts.
yeah,
I'm over that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A little upgrade can be worth it, you know.
I would also love, I think the most adult thing that you can have in your house is a headboard. When I see that somebody has a headboard, I'm like, you're literally grown.
Yeah, you've
You're
literally
a grown up.
you've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, something is going right up
The
there.
stars are aligning for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But also, like, I still don't fully understand the functional purpose of a headboard.
I think that's why they feel so adult.
Yeah.
There is none.
Yeah.
That is a stylistic choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And having a sense of personal style.
That's a grown up
crazy.
thing to do.
Yeah, that's a pretty insane thing.
And to me, it's just like one of those things. If anything, they might be impractical.
Yeah.
Shoving your pillow up against that makes no sense.
Yeah, you're slamming it into the wall.
Yeah.
Like, there goes that wall. you
I
know?
want that in my life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That is something that I think would make me feel like I've made it.
Yeah, it adds a little character, which is great.
Totally.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. I also have, this is my first bedroom. I don't love them, but we have like sconces on the wall instead of just like a table lamp.
Whoa.
I love a lamp.
Yeah.
I'm a lamp
absolutely.
girl. And I am not sort of loving these things, but they feel so damn high up on the wall. And then our bed is like down here. I think I'm like a headboard might do something visually.
Yeah, maybe like bring it together or something. I don't know. It's like
more cohesive.
Yeah, it's a whole project. Like
Yeah.
as you know, I've moved recently, and it's just like
You're a proud owner.
I'm a proud homeowner these days. It's pretty crazy, but like
That's honestly amazing that you're 26 and you own your house.
Thank you so much.
That might be a more adult thing than owning
yeah,
a headboard.
yeah. Maybe owning a home might trump the whole headboard
I
thing.
think it might.
But like,
so fucking funny. I think it might.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It means a lot to hear you say that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just like you really have to like put some thought into how
Totally.
to how it looks. Like you really have to purchase everything.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Right. No one's gonna do anything about it except you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, I think just like fundamentally, like if you don't do anything, nothing will change.
So true.
And like that's kind of really rude and disrespectful sometimes.
No, totally.
Like,
parts of that are so cool, and parts of that are like, okay, isn't anybody gonna do something around here?
yeah, exactly. Like I painted my house. I was like, let's go. Like I'm being functional and affordable.
I love that.
And then I threw away my like blinds and my closet doors because they were old and gross.
Okay.
But now it's 4 months later, and it's like no one's come and brought me my new closet doors yet. Like, where's
right.
Mr. Landlord? Like,
so true.
coming to like get my pretty closet door.
The immediate fix.
Yeah, exactly. And like, how are you even supposed to do that? Like, I don't even know.
Right.
And the thing is,
I wouldn't even know where to purchase a closet door these
yeah,
days.
I don't. They should be at Home Depot, but you go to the store, they're not even there. You just got to do it online and hope for the best.
Right.
But like, that just is like a big like emotional effort, and it's like,
well, maybe you're just going for more of an open concept.
yeah, exactly. I want everyone to see every article of
Every
clothing
single
that
thing
I
that
own. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
And just the various piles of things in my
totally.
closet.
I
you
love
know?
to put things in piles.
Yeah.
What is that about humans? We love to just sort of pile things up.
Yeah, I think it's like just like a good tactic of like just tabling the problem for later.
Right.
You know, it's like
We'll deal with all of this another time.
Yeah. And it's like grouped in some sort.
So true.
Like
and it usually makes no sense for me, at least.
Yeah.
I'm just making piles of bullshit
but
everywhere.
but it's in a place and it has a home and it's not really
Yeah.
offending anyone, hopefully.
So true.
And like
you have to assume.
Yeah, you can just well, yeah. Don't enter my house. Like yeah, someone might be offended, but it's fine. But we can just leave it for later.
Yeah.
You know? Exactly. It's just a lot to do.
Are you enjoying being a homeowner so far?
I am. I think it's great. I think honestly not much has changed. I moved 2 buildings down, so I literally just like picked everything up and moved it down the street and then put it into
About as easy as gets.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like it was like 12 hours because my friend was supposed to help me, and then he was like, I'm gonna go run away with like some boy. And I'm like, okay. And then it started raining, so here I am like lifting my IKEA cubes in the rain, like down the street. Yeah, it was definitely like, it kind of felt like a main character moment though, so I was like, this is kind of incredible.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think it's honestly not as big of a change as I was expecting. It's just more so like a lot of big decisions, like one after the other. And it's like, how do you even make this choice? Like, how do you know what fridge to buy?
Right. I've never had to think about that.
Yeah,
in my life.
no idea.
No.
Like that's so crazy. And like buying a couch, it's like, that's a lot of money. And it's like, you
Couches
don't know.
are so much more expensive than I thought.
Yeah. Like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
who knew?
Yeah, who knew? I'm like trying to make it nice, but like at the same time, it's just like,
that makes sense.
oh my God.
I feel like I felt the same way about moving into this place. Like every other apartment that we've lived in, or even in college, like my college apartments and everything, I felt like those all felt so temporary.
Yeah.
That I was always just like, whatever, we'll just buy the Wayfair thing. We'll buy the cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And then those things fall apart, but it's like, whatever, we're moving out, so
yeah,
it's no biggie.
who cares?
Which is wasteful.
Yeah. Don't do that.
But I feel like now moving into this place, also, I'm not gonna lie, because it has like some vintage charm, the apartment itself, I felt more called to buy older things that felt like they would last.
Yeah.
which is so fun, but also so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, no wonder I wasn't doing this before.
Yeah.
I like remember moving here and like James and I were like on the verge of going broke because he was like, we cannot furnish all these rooms in the first like 2 weeks.
I know.
Like, we can't do that.
Yeah, it's like you just try to buy everything at once and
Yeah.
then where's all the money?
No,
like it's
it's
just
gone.
like it's all gone, you know?
You
And
have
it's-
a place to sit, but you don't have anything to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, there's still a problem. Like at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
And even with your nice old furniture, like vintage
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
cheap.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
In
it's
fact,
definitely-
sometimes it's more.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of a premium thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But it looks incredible.
Thank you.
Even if you're like
Yeah.
have no money left,
Yeah.
you know, it's fine.
No, and I feel like I really wanted to make a homey
Mhm.
house. Like when we were decorating this place, I was like, I really want this one to feel like us. We do still have a room that has boxes in it. We've been here for 2 years. So like, take your sweet time.
Yeah. What's the rush?
And we want to stay here for a while.
yeah.
I love this apartment
80
until I buy a
tour.
home.
80 tour when?
No, literally.
For the pod?
I actually have been messaging the guy who does the have you seen? Are you on TikTok?
No. Unplugged.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
You're in your unplugged era. It
yeah.
makes total sense. Sometimes I think he does post these on Reels too, but
Okay.
he does like tours of people who live in Chicago, like their homes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that guy. You're like,
I'm in contact with him.
oh, let's
So
go.
we'll see.
We're breaking into the big leagues
No,
now,
literally.
baby. Let's go.
Because I'm very proud of this place. We'll just shut that door and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
they
be
don't,
all
they don't have
set.
to go in there.
No.
And, like I wouldn't have even guessed there's a room over there. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
You know? Yeah, and that's how it should be. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect. That's so good.
Okay, well, I would love to get into your good, bad, ugly.
Oh my gosh, please! I'm so excited.
Let's start with your good. I'm dying to know what it is.
Okay, I'm like pulling out my phone like I don't remember. I've,
Sometimes I have to reference
I've
my notes.
thought of this.
Okay.
I think my good is like a good Google Calendar or a good like
Yes.
organizational system that like actually does something.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're speaking my fucking
It's
language.
like I knew because like Sam asked me to be on the pod and she was like, I have these 2 days 3 weeks from now. I was like, okay, her Google Calendar is absolutely crazy. And I was like, and like I don't even need to talk about it, but it's like I already know.
That's
So
fucking
I
hilarious.
I would love to hear like what is your
Oh my God.
what's your calendar look like? Are we
So
like,
my favorite thing back in the day was buying my new planner. Like when I was still in school,
Yes,
there was
absolutely.
nothing better than that.
oh yeah.
And for a while, I was like, getting myself excited about the ones you could get at Target. And then
Yeah.
I feel like I got way deep into this. And I was like buying off of these like obscure Etsy shops because they had like the perfect ratio of like, this is how much a
Yes.
day takes up. This is how much a week takes
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
The right amount of like woo woo, like you're setting a couple of goals.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't have to come up with like a mission for the day.
Yeah.
You
We're not reinventing ourselves every day. Like,
No,
that's a
that's
bit
not
much. Just
realistic.
weekly.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
And I got so into that.
Were you a bullet journaler?
I really have never
Okay.
been a journaler.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Just
Have
a planner.
you?
I journal from time to time, just like when I'm like sad, and it's like fun to look back because I'm like, yeah, that frontal lobe was not developed. Like that's
Totally.
crazy. But no.
I wish I journaled more.
Yeah, it's a good way to like.
It's just a good self-reflection practice.
Absolutely.
And I also love to write.
Mhm.
And I feel like writing when you actually don't need to
Mm-hmm.
is honestly such good practice.
Yeah, seriously.
I just have such a hard time getting myself to do it.
Yeah.
My journaling hours currently, I'm not unplugged. My journaling hours are spent on the TikTok.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. And like, what's more important,
Right.
self-reflection or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
seeing the inside of everyone's apartment in Chicago?
60-minute videos, yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, what do you do now? Like,
Well, and so I feel like the planner thing lost its. There's actually a very sad realization for me. Once I was done with school,
Mhm.
I feel like every day is the same, and my planner kind of lost its purpose.
yeah.
I was like,
Whoa.
this is so depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah.
We just keep going now?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And I used to get like a special box of pens and
Yeah,
like it was the
aw.
whole thing. I was color coding.
Absolutely.
And I felt like that lost its charm a little bit. But then I discovered Google Calendar. and being able to like have your work schedule and whatever your bullshit meetings are, and then being able to share that with my personal calendar, have something fun to look forward to in the evenings, the weekends, whatever it is. And I was like, this is a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can invite people to things. I can share things with James so he knows what I'm doing, or when I have book club or whatever it is. You can have a whole friend calendar if you want to know what the fuck everyone's doing.
Literally.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and you know exactly when you have free. It's like, oh, like I can schedule you from like 6 to 7 on like Monday in 2 weeks.
You can come over for an hour.
Yeah, that's
and then you have to get
all
out.
You've got because I have my 2 hours of like alone time and then my 1 hour of TikTok time, and it's
Straight
like
up.
that's all we got. You know,
No,
like,
seriously, we're crunching the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's so good. I've tried many a thing. I've tried the planner. The planner, I never could get there.
Okay.
Like, there's do you know Muji, the store? There's
I can't say that I do.
It's just some Japanese store.
Okay.
With great planners.
Yes.
I bought them for 4 years, would use them for 2 weeks and then give up. But like,
honestly, I think that's most people with planners.
Yeah. I did my best, and I would spend hours like setting up my whole year and everything.
Yes.
And then like at a certain point, I was like, there's too much to do. I can't write it down.
Totally.
Like, are you kidding? Like,
that was the pressure I actually felt too with planners that I feel like I don't have with Google.
Yeah.
Much faster process.
Yeah, exactly. You just like slot it in.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, then in grad school, I transitioned to Google Calendar. And I have been like on and off with it, but this year I found a like yearly spreadsheet view. Can I like show it?
I would love to see it.
It's like it's literally just like one spreadsheet, and each column is a month. And then you have like so like,
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, so you have like each month is like a column.
I love that there's cat hair everywhere.
Yeah. Naturally. And then each day you just have like your one little summary, because like typically there's like a main event for the day.
Sure,
you know?
of course.
Sometimes too, if we're feeling crazy.
Right.
And I feel like this, like, I can just schedule myself like years in advance. Like
that is awesome. You have so much to look forward to.
I know, exactly. It's like I know that this weekend next year I'll be in like Croatia. I don't know, or
fucking
something.
Sick.
Yeah, it's like so good, and like it also makes it look. It's just like fun to look back on, because I'm like, oh,
I completely agree.
This weekend, like, this is exactly what I was doing. And I was like, wait, that was all within 48 hours. Like, that's crazy.
So true.
Yeah.
I feel like the trick in adulthood too is giving yourself a little morsel of like, here's a fun plan that you have to get yourself through the week.
Exactly.
And having that visually represented somewhere, so important.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, we really just have to keep going.
No, seriously.
Like, that is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
you have no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. That is like, it does kind of lead me into my bad.
Okay. Let's.
My bad is kind of twofold. It is the fact that you just have to like keep working like
I know.
forever. And then
I'm
like
struggling with this concept right now quite a bit.
It's like, it just doesn't stop. And then like you only have your like allotted PTO time to go and like frolic and do whatever.
I know, it's not right.
And then like the second half of my bad is like people not using their PTO. It's like,
straight up,
what are we doing? Yeah, like you have like 3 weeks to like not work, and you're just gonna keep working. Like, I don't.
That
like,
has to be the worst mistake you can make in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like
I want to look at a map. I feel like this kind of already exists, I guess, because people in Norway who have like 45 days out of the year that they get to take off are like happier. I want to see like a map of like, if you're taking your PTO, how much longer you live.
Yeah, exactly.
You need a break. You need a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest is so important, and like
100%.
And sometimes you do have to schedule it into the Google Calendar, I will say.
So true.
Yeah, because
otherwise it won't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that 2-hour slot is open. It's getting filled.
I know. I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah, I'm really bad at it. And then I'm like,
Same.
I'm so grumpy. I'm refusing to take my day off until I like go on some adventure somewhere.
I feel that to the max.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I also don't get much PTO.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, I never want to just like take a day to chill.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a waste.
Yeah, exactly.
When I probably need that so bad.
Yeah. As you're breaking down, like from
Yeah.
everything going on.
But I'm like, I have to go somewhere cool or else I'm not actually maximizing the PTO. At
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
It's hard to be alive.
Yeah, yeah. These are modern struggles.
Seriously.
What is the correct way to use your PTO day? You know.
I
But
know.
the answer is to use it generally, just
Yeah.
at all.
Just make sure you fucking use
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I've full on like rejected dates because they've told me they've like let it expire. I'm like,
That's insane.
I'm like,
you're a crazy person.
you're a crazy person and cannot be trusted.
No,
like this will never
you're
work.
being
I'm
reckless.
so sorry. Yeah, exactly. Let's like pull ourselves up
Yeah.
and let's have some fun. You
Seriously,
know?
let's put in that fucking PTO
Yeah,
request.
exactly. Please. Yeah.
I know. Well, and I feel like it's one of those things too where the working for the rest of your life thing. I have been struggling with that because my parents laugh at me so much every time I complain about work.
Yeah.
Because I'm 28 and I'm like, would love to retire.
Would love.
Certainly not anywhere close
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah.
Spiritually, pretty close.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiritually, I'm pretty close.
Channeling grandma, ready to like
Yes.
settle.
100%.
Absolutely.
I have no issue finding hobbies. I will stay busy.
Seriously.
My Google Calendar says so.
Yeah, exactly.
Not concerned about that.
Me either.
I'm like, this can't be like what we were supposed to be doing.
I know. Like, there's just so many options.
Yeah.
Like, I just like, it's mind-boggling to me how people like get bored.
I know.
Like, what do you mean get bored?
There
Just-
isn't an abundance of things to do.
Yeah, like literally, like go outside, like take a look around.
Straight up,
like,
it's awesome out there.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, it's a little rainy and wet right now,
Today
and like
is.
kind of 100 degrees. So maybe not today.
Next week.
Next week, like
Yeah.
But inside, like you can like watch your little videos. You
Totally.
can make it fun and cozy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can like talk to a friend.
There are books, there are puzzles, there
Yeah.
are games.
Yeah, exactly, and like quite literally an endless amount.
So true.
So you're saying that you would rather work?
right.
Like-
You can't mean that. Have you done anything? Have you tried anything
And-
else?
yeah, literally anything else.
Yeah.
Like I do get that there can be some satisfaction to working. Like I understand that, but like,
Sure.
do you want to do it every day?
I want to do it the least as possible.
Yeah, yeah, literally. Like I would do it like for like 2 hours, like 1 or 2 days a week. You know?
Completely.
Yeah.
That
but-
amount feels totally reasonable to
yeah,
me.
exactly. And I'm like, okay, like I'm helping someone out. Like that
Yeah.
makes me feel good.
I'm
But it's
contributing.
at a certain point, you have enough of my help.
No,
Like you
we're
don't
all
need to make
set
more
here.
money. Like we're all good.
Yeah.
You know, just like let me live my life. You know.
Well, and I always find it so interesting. People our age, absolutely no judgment. I think that's awesome for you if you find your meaning through work.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, no.
Absolutely.
For me,
not.
that is a paycheck,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get the fuck out
Exactly.
as soon as I can.
Yeah, I feel like we were talking about this earlier, but like being able to like disassociate from your work and have it be as meaningless as possible.
Yeah. Some people don't like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like
don't
it
want to
too.
care about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not in a way that means I'm going to be bad at my job, just in the way
Mhm.
that like I don't want to be thinking about this when I shut the laptop.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all power to like the lawyers and the doctors of the world, but
Right.
it's like
That's a lot of pressure.
yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
We need you guys.
yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah. Like thank you so much. However, I'll let you guys do that and not
Couldn't be
me.
me.
Cuz like I don't know about you, but I need my beauty sleep.
So
It's
true.
like I can't worry about like my patient who like is
No.
like
Think of the worry lines.
yeah,
we would have.
exactly. At 26,
No,
like
we
can't
can't
have
be
that
having
starting,
that.
you know?
We're trying to be hot.
Yeah, exactly. We're acting
Yeah.
hotter. And part of acting hotter is also being hot, you
So
know?
true.
So like
Yeah.
can't have the stress of work bogging you down.
No.
That's crazy. But you know, I'll commit to what I have to do, but as soon as I can, it's like
Yeah.
maybe not. you
Can't
know?
wait to stop.
Yeah, can't
Yeah.
wait. One day, we'll see.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, there are some people out there making a fuckload of money.
Mm-hmm.
I do recognize in myself that I want some of that.
Yeah.
I would love to have some.
Yeah.
And I have like, you know, sort of currently now as a full-time working person, I have afforded myself a certain lifestyle that I'm not really ready to give up anytime soon.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, this shit is expensive.
Yeah.
But I like, what's up with that?
Yeah, my fun little fruity drink.
Yeah.
Like,
The
it's
city
not gonna
I
pay
live
for itself.
in.
Yeah.
The activities I like to do. I leave the house and I spend $100. Like,
yeah.
it's like,
that easy.
okay, so let's do the math on that. Can't quit your job for a while.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No.
But like, also, why can't like people just share?
So true.
Like,
there is enough to go around.
yeah, like just give me some of your money, Jeff.
Bezos.
Yeah, exactly. Like we know you got a little extra.
Yeah.
Like what about me?
Plenty.
You know? Like just have you ever thought about that?
No, seriously.
I don't know.
Maybe someday.
Someday.
Maybe he'll listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
You have to assume he's an avid
We're looking for a
listener.
sponsor. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, we'll accept Amazon. It's fine.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I have no problem being a sellout.
Yeah, same here.
I'm comfortable with that idea.
Absolutely. It's so important.
Well, I'd love to get into your ugly.
Okay. Ugly, maybe a little too deep, but
You're in a safe space.
being like confronting your own emotions.
Completely.
Whoa.
It
Not
can
great.
be, yeah,
Yeah.
they rear their ugly head.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Mhm.
it's just so, yeah, as I've kind of like gone through this process, I feel like it's just so interesting to like talk to someone or have some experience happening or and like you just feel bad for like out of nowhere. And it's like, wait,
Totally.
why was this so miserable? You know, it's
Yeah.
like I remember in high school I was in the choir and we would
Love.
have the magical dinner where we would like sing Renaissance songs together. And then at the end of the magical
Amazing.
dinner, the like tradition was all of the boys would like put their tights on their head and run around like the hall. Like just
Naturally.
like dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
But for me, absolutely not. Like mental breakdown. Like
Totally.
and then like as high schoolers would do, like a little peer pressure there. It's like
No.
I would just like blow up on these people because
Of
it's like
course.
I don't want to run around with my tights on my head. Like that's like what are we doing
Yeah.
here? Like
In
that's
fact, it's
great.
stupid.
Yeah, but like also why am I screaming? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, really got to dig a little deep and like figure out like what's going on here, you know? And it's just like
Yeah.
not a simple process.
No, in fact, it's not at all.
Yeah.
I also feel like, generally speaking, it probably is a little bit harder for men.
Yeah.
I don't think you are all taught maybe as much to be in tune with your emotions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not that I haven't absolutely blown up in my day, like
Yeah.
for sure I
Yeah.
have. But I just feel like it's just even less maybe celebrated in the male
Mhm.
community.
Yeah, it's definitely like tricky. But I don't know. I think being a homo helps. Like
Totally.
like I don't know. It's like there's always like someone to chat to and like
Yeah.
therapy, incredible. Like,
Yeah, really doing the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like yeah, now it's like a little easier, but it's just like it's still like deep down there. It's like, oh, like
Well, because it's the same emotions.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's kind of hard to uncover and it doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like even like just like walking around day to day, like, oh, like someone holds the door for me and I'm like, oh, thank you.
Totally.
And I'm like, why am I so embarrassed? Like
For
they're
sure.
like they're just like being nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like what's going on here?
Well, it's just hard to be a person. Like, it's hard to
Yeah.
be a person engaging with other people.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's such a spectrum of feelings during any human interaction or engagement,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, yeah, you go from being like a little shy, for some reason embarrassed every single
Mhm.
time, no matter who you're talking to, there's something
Mhm.
embarrassing about it. It's awkward.
Yeah.
Also, someone might fucking piss you off for no reason, or you might feel the opposite and you're like, thank you so much. I needed that today.
Mhm.
Like having a rough day otherwise.
Yeah.
And it's like,
exactly.
that person doesn't know what's going on in your life.
Exactly. And you don't know what's going on with everyone else
Yeah.
too, which is also quite the realization. It's like
Mhm.
everyone is very much on their own journey.
So true.
You know, like
Yeah, and it can be so easy to forget that because you really only have your own journey's perspective.
exactly.
Yeah,
But it's not the easiest thing.
it's not.
I don't know.
Therapy is like the best tool for really sort of even just understanding. I feel like sometimes it's so easy to have just a reaction without really like getting to the root of like, okay, I'm reacting this way because this is what I'm actually feeling on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. But other times too, it like you just want to be a hater and that's okay.
No,
like,
totally.
and like there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's like the premise of this podcast.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
like fundamentally, like having opinions is also meaning people are wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
Like,
having some stuff that you fucking hate as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
Yeah.
I was biking here and there was 4 cars just parked in the bike lane and it's like I'm just supposed to swerve out into traffic and like
Right.
die.
Yeah. Put my life on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
This is literally my lane.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah. No, you're allowed to get pissed about that.
yeah, literally. I'm like, come on. I can't.
Well, and I feel like for me, even just like emotional regulation and just like I love to be a hater.
yeah,
It's one of my favorite things to do on the planet.
absolutely.
Not everybody agrees. And I've had people in my life, like I love to complain. I love to bitch about things.
Yeah.
And that is so therapeutic for me.
Yes.
It's like a very calming practice. I just sometimes have to get shit off my chest.
Mhm.
I feel like some people find that really negative. Or on the other hand, I'll like complain about something and you'll sometimes have the person that's like, oh, it's fine. Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to be okay. Oh,
Yeah.
look on the bright side. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, it's like
That's not what I'm coming to you for.
be pissed
I
off with
never
me.
want to hear that.
Yeah.
You should be like, you know what? That fucking sucks. That's
Yeah.
what I want
Yeah.
every time.
They're a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And like so wrong.
Validate my feelings.
Yeah, and you're so right always.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and it's like, it's so funny because I love and respect people who can be that positive. I don't have it in me. But sometimes I'm like, you definitely don't mean it. Like, I literally want
Yeah.
to knock you on the head and be like, no, be for real right now.
Yeah. Like what are you even saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's tough living in a
think-
world of optimists.
Yeah, but you're doing a service by like giving everyone a reality check,
So
and you know we
true.
need more of you. It's so important. Sometimes I feel like I veer a little too optimistic at times.
You think so?
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't surprise me about you, I guess. I feel like you are a happy-go-lucky person.
yeah, I think so. Just
Yeah.
generally, like life is great, you know.
Yeah.
But like, there's people will try to mess it up,
For sure.
and they deserve to.
No, we should talk shit about them.
Yeah,
more.
exactly. They deserve to be hated on and
Yeah.
disrespected. Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. And if we're not going to do it, who is?
No,
because like
it's so
no one has
true.
told them before. Clearly.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
And that's obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so it's a service, I think.
Well, it's one of those things where it's obviously like such a system of checks and balances. Can't be negative all the time. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I've also definitely spent time with people who are like full on sourpuss vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, not really having fun
Yeah.
sort of being around you.
Yeah.
So there's such a balance.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like for me, as long as you can make it funny, then
It's
you're in the
fine.
clear.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you're sort of laughing both at yourself and at the situation,
Yeah.
I think it's all good.
Yeah, I think the ridiculousness and randomness of life is always going to happen.
No, so
People are going
true.
to be crazy. Random shit is going to happen. But like, if you can make fun of it
Absolutely.
and talk shit where it's deserved,
Yeah. No, like, please speak on it.
please
Yeah.
share.
Yeah.
Like, let's provide.
Share
Yeah,
with the
absolutely.
class. Yeah.
Yeah. What has happened to you recently that was like awful and like deserved to?
Had to complain about it.
Yeah.
Such a good question. I feel like the most recent thing that I felt just like so pissed off about was I hadn't had to go into work in a long time,
Mhm.
but I had a coworker who was in the city visiting
Yeah.
and she was relatively new. And so I was like, okay, let's just meet up somewhere
Yeah.
and have like a co-working day.
Okay.
Because I was still kind of onboarding her.
Yeah.
Had to take the train. There is nothing that I'm never in a good
Ew.
mindset when I'm like on a commute
Yeah.
of any kind.
Sounds awful.
And I got on the train pretty hot day. I'm standing there, natural commuter circumstances. I'm like shoved up in like some man's armpit.
Yeah.
He probably didn't believe in deodorant, or there just had to be something there. Nothing makes me more mad than sort of just like being confined into a space where it fucking smells bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, this is an assault on my senses. And I was so mad for absolutely no reason. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I mean, it's not like I'm going to like scream at him.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to have an attitude for the first hour and a half at work.
Absolutely.
Because I'm upset.
Yeah. Can I share something really personal with you?
Absolutely.
I don't wear deodorant.
You don't?
And I definitely biked 50 minutes here and was sweating buckets.
Haven't smelled
and, like,
you once.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
See, this is why I haven't started. Like I haven't gotten feedback, so
Yeah.
it's like,
Wow.
why would I do now?
That
you know?
fucking rocks.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. My parents just never taught me to like.
I feel like
put
you
it
just
on.
trained your body then to not need this.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I do feel like that is the one thing that humans are so bad at is tricking ourselves into needing things.
yeah,
Like, I'm sure that if I had never put an ounce of lotion on my body, I wouldn't have a 15-step skincare routine that I have to do every night.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, so now I'm stuck with this.
Yeah, but at this point, like, there's gotta be some discomfort if you don't do every step.
No,
you know?
100%.
And we
Yeah.
can't have that.
No,
Absolutely.
I'm committed.
For me, it's like if I don't shampoo my hair every day,
You're one of those.
yeah, a little ball of grease. But I feel like at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm also destroying my hair follicles. You know.
It is bad for you to shampoo every day.
Yeah.
Which
So
I'm sure you know.
Do I just accept the grease then? Like
The thing
I don't
is,
know.
it usually does go away, but I feel like the period. So this is interesting
Okay.
because you could do this experiment, and I feel like I actually did this experiment with natural deodorant probably
Okay.
like a year ago to today.
Okay.
And I really tried, and I heard that there was sort of a period where maybe you're going to smell bad and be pretty sweaty.
Yeah.
And then eventually your body will just get used to it.
Yeah.
Never happened for me, so I'm back on the aluminum, which is cool.
Yeah. At a certain point, you have to like. Throw
I gave
in the
up.
towel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So perhaps you'll feel the same.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's probably going to be a period where, yeah, you're a grease ball for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then eventually I think your head is supposed to sort of adjust.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I guess we just try and see
Yeah.
what happens. And like, if
I'm
there's
like
a hater
twice a
on
week.
if there's a hater on the train talking about my greasy hair on their podcast, then you know sometimes you have to accept it. Like it's
true.
like to be a hater, you also need to be hated on.
No,
like,
it's completely true.
yeah, and like I feel like
It's the natural cycle. of
absolutely the cycle of life, if you will.
Yeah.
And to be a hater is to have a hater. You know, I think
And-
it's so important.
things. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
And
poetry.
Period. Yeah. Perfect.
Well, my last question for you is your hater mode activated today?
My hater mode. I mean, it wasn't until we had a few fighting words,
Totally.
but
And I've activated it.
yeah, exactly.
I pressed the button.
And like, I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, of course.
Just doing my job.
Yeah, we're doing a service. like we said.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Well, I think my hater mode is activated today.
Whoa.
I felt pretty neutral, like honestly, all day long.
Mhm.
But right now I'm feeling fired up. It's fun to complain.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And that's like a foundational
Yeah.
thing. Absolutely. It's so good.
so true. Well, thank you for coming on this podcast.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun. Oh
I'm
my
so
gosh.
glad we did this. Would
Yeah.
love to have you back on.
Please.
I'm feeling terrible that I might be sending you home in the rain.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
You are.
I like a little adventure.
Okay.
It'll keep it interesting, you know.
So true.
If I slip and fall, like
Good story for the next pod.
absolutely. we'll recap next time.
We're just doing it all for the memoir. at the
yeah,
end of the day.
exactly.
Well, thank you for joining me, and thank you guys for listening. We'll be back with another episode next week. Bye.
Bye.